my question to you is, who told you to go outside and play with lions, tigers, and bears? Oh my. Who told you that?
So I grew up real urban. I grew up inner city of San Francisco, a pretty typical Black family. And I say typical in that, like, we did not go hiking or camping in our free time. My exposure to these animals, the lions and tigers and bears, was through nature shows. So as a kid, I loved watching nature shows. I just sit at my grandparents' house, I'd put nature shows on, including Wild Kingdom, and I watched them and I loved them. For the first 20 years of my life, all my exposure to wild animals was either at the zoo or on TV.
Right.
So I always tell people, like, I didn't go outside till I was 20. It's not like I like saw this on TV and then like ran out. No. I was in the middle of college. I was 20 years old when I saw my first wild animal and when I put on my first pair of hiking boots and started this career. So it's not that anyone told me to do this. It was like it chose me. Like this life chose me. I have always, from my earliest memories, wanted to be out protecting wild animals, and it's what I do, and I think I'll probably do it for like the next 50 years. I will never quit.
The importance of nature and the importance of the show. How are those two things unified when it comes to you?
This is a good question, and what comes to mind for me is that, I say, like, I was 20 years old when I got outside for the first time. That wasn't actually in the United States. So I was in college
Hmm.
and I decided to study abroad in southern Kenya. So I saw my first wild animals in Africa. It was elephants and giraffes and lions and zebras and warthogs and wildebeest and hippos and rhinos and all of those iconic African animals. And I'm so grateful that I started living there. I started living in East Africa after that. And I'm so grateful that that was my first actual exposure to wild animals because it was also with Black folks, right? It wasn't like
Hmm.
African Americans, but it was like Black professional scientists, Africans, who were teaching me about wild animals. So for me, for my first exposure, it was very much like, we are Black, we are experts. We have lived with wild animals for millennia and we know about their movements. We've been coexisting and we protect them. That's really special because we don't see that in all parts of the world.
No,
And we certainly don't see it here in the United States. Like here, I can say, like, I'm the first Black woman to, you know, co-host a wildlife show.
I can say
But
that.
if you
Yes.
go to the motherland, like, it's not even about the representation on TV because they have the representation in real life. So when it comes to this show, Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom, Protecting the Wild, I want people to watch it so that they fall in love with nature and wild animals. I also want people to watch it so that they see it's not just one type of person who does wildlife conservation, right? Like, I
Mm.
love that I'm a millennial Black woman, from an urban environment, from an upbringing that didn't include going to national parks and stuff, who is now an expert and can deliver this information. I really, really hope it opens people's minds and hearts and gets a lot of people involved.